Okay. Who are you and what did you do today?
I'm James and I just got top 8 at UK Nationals.
What did you play?
I played Maliss because it's the best deck, and everyone was hating on Mitsurugi, so I just decided Maliss was probably right. I'd rather deal with 3 copies of Lancia than 3 copies of Droll when Drolls are in the main and the Lancia's in the side, so seemed like the easiest deck to win game 1 with, basically. And if you win game 1, you probably win.
How many game 1s did you win?
I have no idea. Probably quite a lot, because a fair few 2-0s, but I lost some game 1s as well, for sure. But I don't remember.
Did you lose to a main deck Lancia?
I did lose a game. Well, no, I won the game I got main deck Lancia, but I did get hit with the main deck Lancia, which I'm assuming was a 7 Tachyon target, because they were playing Ryziel, but it was a shock to go normal Dormouse and have them chain Lancia game 1.
Should we go to the profile then?
Yeah. So, Maliss engine fairly standard. 2 mouse, 2 rabbit, 2 Chessie. Some people play 3, but I think that 6 normal summons is already plenty. Even though Chessie plus another one is fine, I just didn't want to draw too many of these. There were some games where I drew like 3 or 4 together, which is too many. So I thought that this was a perfect number. And then 3 hair, because this is more or less the best card in the deck. Oh my god, I hate these mats. Then 3 backup, 1 wizard. These are just the best extenders. When you get hit with main deck Lancia game 1, you really need them.
All your luggage and belongings with you, and please mind the step down to the platform.
You get that, mind the steps.
Sorry?
Mind the steps.
Then just max consistency on the spells. So 2 underground, 1 mirror, gold sark, and terraforming. Then 2 traps, MTP and GWC. I thought, obviously TB11 isn't needed. GWC I wasn't sure about, but I didn't really know any of the combos, so I decided to put GWC in just in case I needed it for something. It was alright, GWC. I think I ended on it most games, but I probably could have got away without it, really.
So you didn't know any of the combos?
Not really. I knew the old combos before the support.
So did you not test much with Maliss?
No.
What deck did you test instead for natural?
Mitsu. But yeah, I thought Mitsu just wasn't right, and I guess I was right about that. I saw Droll everywhere, so I got Drolled a bunch with this deck actually, and someone Perulia'd me and then Drolled themselves and stopped themselves drawing when I couldn't search anymore. So that's 20 engine, and then there's 20 non-engine. It's basically just the best non-engine that there is. So 3 Fua, 3 Perulia. This one I'll talk about in a second, I'm not sure about it. 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Bestials, 3 Impulse, and then Talent Schoolboy. Talent Schoolboy are basically the best cards in the deck. I mean, if you draw these, you win most of the time. The one thing I might have changed about the deck was cut down on Perulias and play more Bestials, because the Bestials were basically incredible every time I drew them, and Perulia, it's good when you go second, it puts some pressure, but you usually only get up to 2, maybe 3 draws, and they still set up a board anyway. Or it gets ashed and you just lose on the spot. I mean, Fua has that as well, but Fua's higher ceiling. Perulia it felt solid, but overall not incredible, while the Bestials felt really good every time I drew them, basically. They're good against most decks in the meta. I didn't really play against any Mermail or anything like that, so they were very good. So that's the main deck. It's just 20 engine, 20 non-engine.
Love to see it.
I was going to say
Clean. The extra deck, 2 Lingaribos. The second one did come up. I tried Almirage as well, but the second Lingaribo came up more. Link Spider, which didn't come up because every time I got nibbed, my opponent had a Druiswim, so they sent the token.
Why does the second Lingaribo come up more? Is it for the mirror?
No, it's not for the mirror. It's for when they remove the first one and you need to make a second one special summon from the extra deck. Or if you go through one in your turn 1 combo and then on turn 3 you need to make another one to special backup from hand or whatever.
Did you ever keep Linguribo on the field?
Once, I think. It was only when I played the Maliss mirror match, basically. Because that's the only matchup you really need to keep Lingaribo on the inboard against. I wouldn't say you need to, but it's nice to negate the Maliss traps. So only once, but only one Maliss mirror, so you wouldn't expect it left on field against much else. One Haggard. This could have been the second Splash Mage. It's basically the same thing. And then Splash Mage. Played Wicked. I didn't really know what this card does, but apparently if you special to a zone it points to, you can banish a Cyberse to add a Cyberse tuner. And I think that the tuner is backup, which then that adds Wizard.
Top 16, by the way. Top 8.
One thing I did kind of think about with the Ignister cards was playing 3 Wizards and 1 backup instead. Because for game 1 in particular, when everyone has Perulias and Drolls in their deck, this card plays a lot harder into both, whereas this card plays into neither. So I did think about, and you only lose out on 1 body opening Wizard instead of backup. So I did think of just having Wizard and then having backup purely to search off Wicked. I don't really know if that would have been right or not. It's I didn't really test the deck much, so I don't know, but everyone else was playing 3 backup, so I played 3 backup, but I think 3 Wizard may have been a better metaphor. Last 2 Link 2s, I played Dark Charmer, which was pretty good. I played SP, which I didn't summon once. But Dark Charmer was really good against the Mitsu matchup, when they kind of half crack your board, but leave you with some bodies on field, and they have the field wipe set up. What I often do is start my turn by just linking into Dark, and then playing underneath it. So if they Murakuma wipe your board, the Dark will trigger to search a March here, which will let you to keep it extending through the board wipe, where sometimes you can't do that. So I think Dark was really good. It's obviously broken in the mirror match, but it didn't come up in the 1 mirror I played. Yeah, I think Dark was really good. I would definitely play it. The 3 Maliss links, not much to say about those. They're just there. Firewall, which apparently is 1 spell face up on the field, not once per turn. But yeah, this card adds back Ash when you Ash a Perulia, so this is a good card. More often than that, it just sort of bounces an X Ryziel, so they can't special the sword that they just added. Bomber Dragon, people told me to play it, so I played it, but I don't know why. It doesn't really do anything. It just, apparently it wipes the board or something, but I summoned
multiple times.
Yeah, it's mandatory apparently.
Yeah.
I learned that in round 7. I summoned it once in round 7. That was it. Access code, discard. This is basically how you go for game almost every time. You either go for the access code kill or the crypto kill. Yeah, access code won me so many games throughout the tournament. Just summon it, wipe a board, and then attack for game. And I played allied code, which, yeah, I didn't really learn any of the combos, but I somehow found a way to end on it every game. Like, every game where I didn't get Lanceiad, which wasn't that many post-side, but it was some game ones, I found a way to this basically every game. It took until top 16 for me to figure out how to get the full combo with all 3 links in rotation, Firewall, Echoed, but I got some combination of that in every other game, so it worked out quite well. I didn't actually use the effect to negate anything at any point, I think.
What?
Because it got X send aggregated basically every time I summoned it. But what I did do with it was summon it and then bring back the 2 links to attack for game when I'd already gone through access code on an earlier turn. So it was good in multiple ways, I would say.
Do you think you could have played transcode to stop it getting targeted by aggregate?
I didn't consider transcode in the slightest. I know Jay thought of it, but no, transcode, what is that? That revives Cyberse, right? Is that what it does? It just revives one?
Cyberse link fielder.
Oh, well, why would you play that? What are you making? You're making this thing, apparently. Yeah, I guess. It's an option. Side deck. Side deck, I think, may have been one of the better things about this deck. I think the deck was very well built overall, but I think the sides performed very well. There was 3 Lancia, which I only sided in against Crystron and against the Maliss mirror match. I didn't draw it against Crystron, I drew it one of the games against the Maliss mirror match. And yeah, it did win me that game, so I guess it was worth it. 3 Xyz Encore. This one was probably the most debated slot in my side when I was building the deck. I wanted out to detonator, so I was considering options including Metal Tronus, Ultimate Slayer, stuff like that. But Xyz Encore was the best, I think, because one, it didn't require any kind of extra deck commitment, and two, if I like chummied Mitsu Ryziel player and then they thrust at Featherstorm, make Castell, this is an out to Featherstorm as well, so it worked. It had like some utility there which the others didn't, and basically the idea of the deck is to hit the Ryziel decks with chummies or Droll, and then they go Detonator Pass, and then this outs the Detonator, and then you just kill them. And it was very good. Every time I drew it, it was very good, except in top 8 when it got Talents ripped and then couldn't break the board because of it. The real best card in the side deck, 3 Thrust, and then a whole bunch of targets for it. Duster, 2 I Meet Yous, and then 3 Traps. So, Thrust was in my deck basically every time post-side, first or second at 3 copies. Because my general siding pattern for going first is I take out the 6 chummies, I put in the 3 Thrusts, 2 I Meet You, and then 1 of these targets. So Mischief for Ryziel, obviously, Simulash Fiends for the mirror match, and DDG for any kind of rogue matchups, you know, Mermail, Memento, etc. And then going second, I would often side out some level of engine, like the second Chessie or the third March Hare come out. GWC comes out a lot going second. Some matchups where negation's not that good, I'll side out Maliss in the mirror, or like against Ryziel, I'll take out Terraforming and or the second Underground because it just plays so badly into Detonator. So you can put in Thrust, and this is usually just 3 more copies of Talents, which it's underrated, I think, how good Talents is going second. Talents take, Talents look at hand. All of the effects of it are good. The only bad effect of Talents, ironically, is the draw 2. Because if you have to draw 2 with Talents, you're probably going to lose the game. It's like a last Hail Mary. The I Meet Yous just for when you expect people to be putting in Lancia, it helps you extend through it. Duster, I don't think I activated until my top 16 match, where I basically just brutally god-handed the guy, and Duster dealt with everything that the rest of my hand didn't. So Duster was good, but I don't know if it's absolutely mandatory. I don't know what better thrust target there is though, and I don't know what else this slot in the side would be.
Lightning Storm?
Lightning Storm maybe. I did initially have Lightning Storm in the side, but I cut it mostly for siding patterns purposes. I felt really weird playing Lightning Storm as a one-off when it's limited to 2 for some reason. It feels like when a card's limited to 2, you should always play it at 2 copies, but I guess that's not the case. It could have been Lightning Storm. I don't think it would have made any difference. Like, realistically, they're the same card most of the time.
Would you play Thrust in the main deck if you could?
I would strongly consider Thrust in the main deck. I don't know what I would cut for it, though, is the problem. The nice thing about Maliss, I think, is that if you're considering Thrust in the main deck, you have an I'm not going to say in-engine target for going first, but you have a very good set going first, which is Dominus Impulse. So I think it's very main deckable. I just don't know what I would cut for it exactly.
In the last few events in around Europe and the US, we've seen Mistaken Arrest being popular. Why did you not play Mistaken Arrest?
Mistaken Arrest is the popularity of that is the reason that I didn't play Mitsu or Ryziel, basically, because that card and Droll are so popular that I don't think those decks were a good pick with that running around. I heard people activating that at tables all around me. I ended up going for the Thrust package for going first, because I think that it's more versatile than Mistaken Arrest, basically. Like, there are some matchups like the mirror match, where if Mistaken Arrest is my only going first card in the side, and I play against the mirror match, that's not really helping me do anything. Whereas the Thrust package, I feel like these 3 traps cover basically every matchup you could see, and Mistaken Arrest just doesn't. So I liked the flexibility, and the fact that Thrust is also good going second. I mean, Mistaken Arrest can actually be okay going second against Mitsu as well, but I don't think you would ideally want it in, whereas Thrust basically always gets good value. Because yeah, if you go first and they don't hand trap you and play into Thrust, you probably get some sort of bootleg combo anyway, and then win. But if they do, then you Thrust set one of these, which these are basically guaranteed turn skips against every deck that you could imagine facing. And then when they pass back to you, then their Chummy or their Lancia or whatever that they used to make the thrust live, it's gone. So then you can just play. That actually happened quite a few times. Having said that, the only one of these thrust targets which I actually activated in the tournament was Mischief. These two I only played against one mirror, so Simul only came in once. DDG was, I only sided this in against, I side both against Mitsu Raziel because I think they're both just quite good against the deck. I know that they can still do a lot of the Mitsu stuff under DDG, but it does kill their resource game quite a bit. And it turns off stuff like they can't summon X under it, or they can't special ice. Their node isn't going to be live, at least with something in the graveyard, etc. So it does annoy them enough to the point where I think it's worth having it in there. But if you're thrusting for one of them against Mitsu Raziel, it's Mischief for sure. So yeah, I didn't activate either of these two, but Mischief did win me quite a few games. There's very few ways that Mitsu Raziel can play around Mischief, and the best thing is that it keeps them under it for 2 turns. So even if they have another Lancia or whatever, then the one thrust essentially checks 2 Lancias in their hand. So I think that Mischief was easily the best of these 3, but it could have been different if I played less Mitsu Raziel and more like Maliss or Memento or whatever.
Any shout outs?
Oh, here we go. Alright, so shout out to, first of all, to Omar, not only for getting DQ'd in round 2, but also because he lent me basically half the deck. Shout out to Sully and Jay behind the camera because they lent me the 2 Lingaribos. You didn't lend me anything, did you?
No, but I'd like to shout out.
Alright, shout out to Carl for being here with us and drinking 2 steins of Guinness before getting on the train.
Who's first?
Yeah, shout out to Rohan for playing fun decks and also getting DQ'd round 2. Yeah, shout out to Mark from my locals for lending me the 3 Dominus Impulses because I'm too cheap to buy them. And shout out to Narlin for the DDG, which I never activated. I think that covers all the shout outs. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, shout out to Henry Bancroft for getting absolutely ravaged by my hand in top 16. That was that was unfortunate. Oh yeah, shout out to Ben for making it to top 4 with Crystron. Even though I destroyed him in Swiss rounds, he made top 4 with Crystron, which is crazy impressive. I think that covers it.
Well, enjoy your mat and your sleeves. And
Thank you. I will enjoy all of the prizing. All of the prizing.
Your Allied code likeness.
You're not going to believe this.